Hi, and welcome to Chamber Chat via Zoom. I'm Danielle McFadden, President of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. I'm so excited to have LeeAnne Powers with me. She is Senior Vice President at InLign Insurance. How are you, LeeAnne?
I'm good. How are you, Danielle?
Good. So nice to see you. I can see your logo in there too.
Yes, my inline logo.
Love it. So can you tell the
Thank
viewers a
you.
little bit about who you are, your experience, and what made
Sure.
you join InLign Insurance?
Um, well, I started this insurance thing 25 years ago. I actually worked for a mortgage company and they had an insurance office in the building and they had an opening. And I was friends with the girl that was there. And she's like, "Oh, you come on, you have to come over and come in with us and join." And so I ended up applying for the job and I got the job and I loved insurance. And I loved insurance because I helped people save money, I help people with problems, and I love to do that as a career. So it basically launched me into the world of insurance. And from there, I had an opportunity to work for a company that was a part of the credit union world. So I was being placed inside of credit unions and being able to provide insurance discounts to the membership. And I fell in love with the credit union world because, again, it's that service oriented world where they're always out to help people, not for profit organization. So when they have profit, it goes back into helping the membership. So I fell in love with it. So about 5 years ago, I was working for another company that I was director of credit union marketing and operations, and I was placing agents inside of credit unions. And Align Credit Union was one of our accounts. So I had worked with them for a while. And Tom Hammond had said, why don't we, would you be interested in helping us start an insurance agency? And I said, sure, absolutely. So I started working for them 5 years ago. And I did learn the banking side first for a little bit. And then from there, we started working on creating the agency and we opened up last year in January. So it was very exciting to do that. And then, of course, COVID hit, which was a little nerve wracking, but we really did very well with the support of the credit union and all the staff. It was just really a great start. It was.
That is so exciting. So it's been a little over a year now.
Yep.
So I actually come from a credit union background too. My first job out of grad school was at a credit union doing marketing, and I love the industry as well. And I totally get the fact that you are service oriented. And what's great is you have such great connections that when somebody calls you too, you have like a referral source for kind of anything that they need.
Yeah, and my best part about it was Kendall Rossi and Tom Hammond really always look out for the membership, and that's you know opening this up was one-stop shopping. So they were thinking about the membership, and in addition, it's also non-interest income, which means it's income that goes directly to the credit union, and when there's a profit, it goes right back into saving the membership money on products and services, and that's why they really wanted to do it. So like you said, very focused on servicing the membership and just the world itself is great. Not that banks aren't great, good too. It's just they're more about the profit for them, whereas credit unions are more service oriented and about the membership.
What type of products do you offer?
We offer auto, home, motorcycle insurance, condo, RVs, flood insurance. Matter of fact, I just wrote a flood policy about 4 weeks ago, and I saved the person $7,000 on their insurance.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
forced placed. Yep, they were forced placed, and they had been paying this astronomical amount. They knew no better. So I actually went in and quoted them and found out that they were actually set up wrong within the flood system, the zones. So I was able to correct that for them and then quote the policy, and I saved them $7,000. They were very happy. I don't know how they were
I
affording it with the
bet.
mortgage and everything. Yeah.
Wow,
So
that is a huge savings.
it really is. We also provide business insurance. So we do workman's comp and your general business policies. We also do rental properties or business commercial properties. Um, Basically, an all around agency. We don't do any life or health or anything like that, more of your personal insurance. And pet insurance is our newest ad.
Yeah, I
So,
saw that on the list. That intrigued me.
yes. So it's a great product to have. If you have pets, it can become very expensive, especially in an emergency situation. we happen to have a cat, a dog, 9 chickens, and not that the chickens applied to the pet insurance, just disclosing that now. But the cat and the dog are certainly insured, and it can become very expensive. So, a great product to have. It really is.
That is such a great point. So why do you feel that people should choose InLign for their insurance needs?
Um, like we just talked about, it's service oriented. It's a one-stop shopping. You have your checking account, your mortgage, your auto loan, your insurance all in one spot. Um, we really strive to make sure that when we are looking at somebody's policy that we're understanding what their life is about. And I think, anybody can get online and do a quote. Anybody can get up there and do their own quote online with some of these carriers that are just working online. But if you don't know what you're doing, that can be pretty scary. And that's what I do. That's what we do here at InLign is we take a look at everybody's insurance, what their situation is, their home, if they have grandkids living with them or if they have kids living with them. We look at all those scenarios and we customize the insurance for them to save them the most money and also make sure they're covered. I had somebody come in who had gotten their insurance online, and I looked at their policy and I was absolutely just said, thank God you didn't have an accident because you wouldn't have had any coverage. You had a loan on your vehicle. Had you had a loss, you would not have had any coverage for that. And I actually did have a client years ago that left me because he had surcharges. He was a young kid, but he went to one of these online insurance companies and he ended up having a total loss. He owed $10,000 to a financial institution. He had no collision on his policy. It was scary. And it's scary to think that independent insurance agents are really so beneficial to you because you have a variety of different carriers to choose from, which here at Align, we provide you with the top carriers, nation's carriers. We make sure that our carriers are always top rated. And when we do that, we're supporting the fact that we know that you're going to get the right coverage, you're going to get the best that you can get. And you also have that ability to have somebody who's knowledgeable who can show you what you do need and what you don't need. I've had people come in too that have been like, I'm like, why do you have this? You are way overinsured. Number one, you've got AAA. So why are you paying for towing? You have this endorsement. So why do you have this stuff? So it goes both ways. But that's why an independent insurance agent is so much just helps you, guides you, and make sure you have the right coverage. So
Plus, if you're doing all of your banking and insurance under one umbrella, the people get to know you. So you mentioned we'll get to know your situation if you have your grandkids living, but you'll also know if somebody's situation changes and they might not think, oh, then my policy could potentially change. And so you're the ones, you get to know them. And so when they say something, it might trigger you to say, oh, well, let's take a look at this.
Yep, exactly. And that's just it. And you do, with a credit union, you know your membership. You have people that come in. There could be 5 tellers on the line, but somebody hones in on that one teller and they're like, oh, that's my best friend. I'm going to go talk to them. And that's just this industry in general. You get to know your clientele. Makes a huge difference when knowing somebody. And just as an example, we had somebody that was in our consumer lending department and they were applying for a loan and the process was very, very smooth. And they decided, this would be a perfect candidate to see if we can save some money for this person. So they rolled them over to me for a referral. I went through the referral process and I saved that person $700, which is great. That's great. So the member had said, you know what, I'm just going to go back to my agent, talk to my agent about it. So that agent actually relooked at everything that was going on and was able to save him another $600. So he didn't go with us, but that's not what we're about. We're about looking at the whole factor. And what we did as a credit union is the consumer department was able to provide a loan for this person and transfer them over. They never would have looked at their insurance. They never would have saved that money. And the bottom line is I would have loved for them to come with us, but it made more sense and it saved them money. So always looking at how we can help the member with InLign.
So who is eligible to get insurance at InLign?
So you can be a member of the credit union, which we hope you are. However, you don't have to be. So anybody can join. Anybody or not join, you can call me and we can absolutely help you with your insurance needs. So member or non-member. And in addition, we write in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. So we do have the New Hampshire range. We just opened up or just became licensed in New Hampshire in July of last year. And it's been great. We have some carriers like MetLife and Travelers, Plymouth Rock, Bunker Hill, who really do well with the quoting in the New Hampshire area. So all good.
So I anticipate that most people that are watching this will be eligible.
Yes.
Which is excellent. So this is like one of my favorite topics, tips on saving. So how can you save on insurance?
There are so many ways these days. First of all, it's the things your agents don't say. There's just so many different discounts. First of all, we're all home because of COVID. A lot of us are home not working. Right there, you were probably taking that commute into Boston or into Lowell or wherever you're going. It was probably 20,000, 15,000 miles a year. Think about it. You've been sitting home for probably most of COVID. You probably are eligible for a low mileage discount. I would definitely check with your agent. They usually do that upon your renewal, but they can check your mileage by your inspection. You could also fill out a mileage form and they'll be able to give you that discount. If you belong to a group with certain places, if you're a part of AAA, we have one carrier that if you are a part of AAA, they give you a discount. If you donate to the Pan Mass races for cancer, you can receive a discount as well. So there's a lot of different things that you can think about. And it's just, there's so much and so many different ways that you can save being a part of a group. Or even if you're like a teacher, there's the teachers group that you can get a discount. If you're a certain profession, you can get a discount. So there's many, many ways that you can really save money. You need to ask your agent. Check online too. Most of the time you can just put in your current carrier and see what are going to pop up, and it'll show you what the credits are.
Excellent. I like that. How does an accident or a home claim impact your insurance?
Well, it does impact it. Unfortunately, insurance companies are there in place for those major losses, specifically for a home insurance policy, because what happens is you have a windstorm and maybe a shingle falls off, but if you put a claim in consistently, it can kind of hurt you, but they're there for the major claims to help you. Sometimes paying those little things out of pocket, can help to not increase your insurance. With your auto, though, a lot of the carriers have accident forgiveness, or with one of the carriers that we have, they offer you accident forgiveness if you have a small claim. Accidents can be pretty hefty. You can also appeal your accident. A lot of times people don't understand the process of what's happened. If you had an accident and you were because of ice or due to inclement weather, then you have the right to appeal. If you feel you weren't at fault, you also have the right to appeal, but you do have to prove it. So you would go through the appeal process, where after your claim was settled, the insurance carrier would send you out a notification in its appeal surcharge form. You can complete that form in writing and send that in. You'll receive an appointment to go in front of the magistrate, and they'll review your particular situation. I had a client that had an accident in a rainstorm in Plum Island, and there was a person on one side of the bridge. As you go over, there's a graded bridge coming to the island. It was pouring rain out. The person was stopped on the other end of the bridge. She stopped just as she came on the bridge, and she had a little Mini Cooper. The Mini Cooper didn't stop, so it ended up ramming right into the back of this person. It took her about a year, but she went into the appeal board. The weather was documented, and she won her case.
Wow.
That was a $500 savings for her each year, and that'll go on for 6 years. So thinking about what you can save if you go through that appeal process, or if you purchase that endorsement, accident forgiveness, or violation forgiveness from your carrier. Just a few ways that you can save on your money and help you save on your insurance.
And we've already, I feel like, touched quite a bit on this, but why would you get your insurance through an independent agent versus online? I mean, there's so many reasons, and I could go on and on for days about like just local and how local businesses support the community. But what's your take on that?
Absolutely, and you're right. And I think when you say the community part of it too, I mean, if you have a local agent, the agent knows the community, understands the environment. So it's just a win-win as far as understanding that the agent can actually help you better
Mhm.
because they know the area, they understand the buildings. If they're writing somebody who's in a business and they have a commercial building that they own, they know that the carriers don't like this particular type of building. So we're going to put them with this other carrier that we know doesn't mind that or is okay for it. They also know the area in the sense of, the people themselves and what is around it. So they can give you the best pricing, knowing,
Mhm.
what that area offers for other buildings around it, if it's closed, if there's firewalls between them. So definitely being local. An independent agent is somebody who takes the time to look at your life situation, to review with you what you need for insurance, to make sure that you're getting insured properly. It's a process, and the process is really important because, God forbid, there's ever a claim where something's totaled, either your vehicle or your home, and you don't have the proper insurance. You will certainly have wished that you didn't, just get online and get that insurance. So it's very important, I think, to have that relationship. And we know you. So,
Mhm.
I know every single one of my clients. I know personally and have had conversations, many conversations, just to make sure things were good, checking in with them. And that's why I feel it's really important to have an independent agent.
How often should you review your policies?
You know, we look at all of our policies yearly when they come in for renewal. And if there's a big jump,
Mhm.
we take a look at it and review it and make sure that, sometimes people have a loss or they have an accident and that might have increased it. So if for some reason it just jumped up, we're always looking to, figure out where we can put them for the best pricing. But I would really say that you look at your insurance every year. Um, you don't think about it. A lot of times, people for 10 years probably haven't spoken to their agent unless they've gotten a new car or had a loss. And when you think about it, I've had people that have come to me from other carriers that they were there for 10, 15 years and never looked at their policy. And when they came to me, I was able to save them $1,000 because their situations were different. The endorsements I gave them saved them more money. So it's always good to look at it every 1 to 2 years. I would say that you absolutely sit down with your insurance agent and review what your coverages are and make sure you're getting the best price and make sure that you have the best coverage.
Like that. So if folks want to get in touch with you, we'll include that when we post the video, but how would they do so?
They can contact me at Align Credit Union. My direct line there is 877-535-7144. And again, they can also contact us directly at Align Credit Union, or you can email me at lpowers at InLign, and that's spelled INLIGN, insurance.com. Always available. And even if you have a general question, you're not sure about something, and you have questions, I'm here to answer those as well.
Well, this was such an enlightening conversation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I had fun, and it's great to see you, Danielle. It really is because I don't always get a chance to see everybody. I can't wait to see you in
I
person
know, I
and
was just going to
go
say
to
the same
luncheons.
thing. That would be great.
Yep.
Sooner than later.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning into Chamber Chat. We will be back again soon. Thanks so much.